Hello and welcome. Today we're going to do a little quick tip, and that's why we have Ugly Duckling on the table. I want to say this. The quick tip is never overlook a dirty truck if you're looking to buy a used one. Ugly Duckling here, whenever we first got it, it was a filthy, unloved, neglected truck. Here's some pictures of how it looked when we got it. The upside is, you can see it had mismatched tires, it's covered in filth and dirt, and just nobody wanted it. It cleaned up real nice. Inside, underneath all that dirt, was a truck that was seen next to no abuse. The axles then were still like brand new. It was just covered in filth and dirt. So we took it, cleaned it up, put it together, threw a body on it, some electronics in it, using all secondhand, cheap used stuff, and have less than $100 in this truck. And it's very capable and a very good little trail rig. And here's an even better example of a great deal on a filthy vehicle. And here we have a Yeti that we just picked up. This thing is beyond filthy. This popped up on a local Facebook page, and I saw it pop up. I watched it go for a while, and just finally decided, you know what? It's a good deal. I'm going to have to check it out and maybe pick it up. And so we did. But this thing is beyond filthy. I mean, she's covered in just mud, grime, grit, and I think that's what everybody was passing this thing over. Underneath this body shell, it doesn't get any cleaner. It is filthy, just dirt caked in everywhere. But the upside is, even with all this dirt, it doesn't appear anything's broken or damaged. So that's one thing I do want to say is if you go look at a dirty RC car, please keep in mind that there may be something broken, so look them over very, very well. The advantages is, though, you can get these cheaper. Like I said, everybody was overlooking this vehicle because it's filthy. Nobody wanted to deal with it, I guess. And a lot of people are in that mindset of a filthy car, there has to be something wrong with it. Another advantage is, even though not the case this time, but a lot of times you can get them with a lot of useful mods too. Even though they might be dirty, there could be some really nice shocks or A-arms or anything else hiding underneath this dirt and grime. But one thing is important, once you get this vehicle home, is clean it up. Go through everything. The plans for this vehicle is I'm going to take it completely apart. I'm going to check the gearbox, the front center section, the rear axle, clean and lube everything. This car will look like a brand new car when it's done. Now, something that made this car an even better deal is this. It came with a box full of tires. I got all these tires right here in a box that came along with it, as well as this cheap Traxxas charger. This Traxxas charger I have no use for, but I'm sure somebody out there does. And as far as these tires go, like these right here are the RC four-wheel drive Super Swampers on the two wheels here. I mean, look at those tires. They're like brand new. Yes, they're dirty, but we plan on cleaning them up and using them. So these buggy tires, I don't have much need for those, so they'll surely go up for sale or trade. And what else came with this? Check this out. Also with this Yeti came this toolbox right here that has a whole bunch of parts and stuff in it. Got some extra slipper pads at the top, brand new in package. Got some other odds and ends over here, some battery ends, some thread lock, and inside whole bunch of tools. We got these Proline bit drivers, we got the Duratrax multi-tool, some cutters, all kinds of stuff there. Some sockets, X-Acto knife. Underneath we have some more Yeti parts, a stainless steel screw kit for an SCX-10. I mean, all kinds of stuff in here, odds and ends. Servo bits, screws, a sticker kit in the bottom for a Axial G6 Jeep body, and this came with it. The upside is, on all of this right here, still costs less than half of a new Axial Yeti. So for that kind of deal, by nobody wanting to deal with this dirty, ugly, filthy truck, I think made out pretty good. So now if you'll excuse me, I want to step away for a couple of minutes. Whenever I come back, this will be brand new, clean, and spotless. That's all you can say is, wow. Here we are, and it's like a totally different truck now. This is the same filthy Yeti at the beginning of this film. It has been cleaned up quite a bit. Overall, though, was in good shape. The tires and wheels on it were them buggy wheels, so I kind of done away with those. I didn't really have anything else to put on it other than these. If you're, remember back in the day, the big thing was to run PED wheels narrowed with Moabs. I had a set laying around, so that's what I threw on here. And now we're going to see how well they do. I actually think they're going to do halfway decent on this vehicle. And you know what? I'm kind of happy with how they look. So, what else do we find here? Like I said, overall it was in great shape. The body was in good shape. It's scuffed up, really scuffed up, but no major breaks or cracks other than back here. This is supposed to go all the way across, and it does not. So, trimmed up the edges, and there's zip ties holding it onto the cage. No big deal there. The zip ties are barely visible. Minor thing, and cheaper and easier than getting a new body. So what else did we find? Well, let's take off the body here. And here we see it's much cleaner than it was originally. Something I did do is I did paint the fuel cell. It's plated nickel is the color I used. Makes it stand out a little bit. It's also the same color I used on the wheels. Also, the battery brace was missing from this. It should have an X-style battery brace in here. Don't have one. There wasn't none in the spare parts. So I'm using a Velcro strap to hold the battery in. Seems like it's going to do a great job of that. Motor and speed controller. I couldn't get down in all the way on this speed controller. Down in there to get it clean. I didn't want to damage the waterproofing. But I got most of the dirt and everything out of it. I re-lubed the transmission. I found nothing wrong in it. Same with the rear end. It's been re-lubed. In the front end, at some point this had busted a centered ring and pinion, and somebody had replaced it. Now whenever they replaced it, they didn't put the gasket back in that holds the oil inside the diff. So the combination of the grease and some kind of oil that they used created a complete and total mess in there. But we got that all cleaned up, and since I didn't plan on locking the diff, but I wanted it nice and tight, anyway, I filled the diff with some thick, heavy green grease. So that way it slows down the diff action quite a bit. Shocks I just rebuilt. Everything is pretty much as it came. I had to replace a couple screws here and there. And like I said, the hinge pins for the front, I have new ones coming. These ones were bent. I have Tamiya ones in there right now. The threads just come up a little bit into the A-arm back here. So we have new ones on the way. They should be here hopefully next day or two. Something else too along the body, the decals were severely damaged. They were scuffed, they were scratched, so I peeled them all away and just put some decals I had laying around on to give it, a little bit of a racy look here. Also, while I was doing some work on the body, I also painted up the driver and co-pilot. Just gave them some blue racing suits, some gray gloves, painted the seats, just to make everything stand out a little bit better. So it's not a whole sea of black up in there. Just some slight detail that makes the truck look just a little more realistic, and I think adds some nice bit of flavor to it. And there you have it. Here's that unloved Yeti that nobody wanted to take a chance on just because she was covered in filth and dirt. I got a really good deal on it. I've cleaned it up. I ran it around the shop here just a little bit. Runs really good here. Can't wait to get it back outside and give it a shot. I drove it when I first got it, just maybe for a minute or two to make sure it worked, and everything seemed to work good. So now we're going to take it out and throw it on 3S and see what she'll do. Well, I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please drop them down below or hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. If you want to see build pictures of this as we went along and cleaned it up, they're on our Instagram as well. So link will be below. Check that out. Once again, I thank you for watching, and until next time, happy RCing!